Today, Kenya border Tuitakayo, in collaboration with Operation Ugatuzi, hosted civil society listening to our visiting guest speaker, Professor Mwalesi Beki. But at the same time, because there are so many things going on in the country, we wanted just to add our voice to the conversation taking place, especially the issue of finance bill. From our investigation and even from all evidence, we have heard Kenya Kwanza government saying that they have had a lot of discussion. This bill is the most discussed bill ever. But according to us, there is no discussion taking place because there has been no intelligent conversation about this bill. This bill, I've seen submissions from so many people, so many memorandum has been done. Operation Ugatuzi has done one, KEPSA has done one, FKE has done one, Association of Manufacturers has done one. But it seems the bill looks much the same. The only intellectual discussion we have had from Kenya Kwanza is that we have numbers, so the bill will pass. So it means that it's about tyranny of numbers, it's not about tyranny of wisdom. And we would urge Kenya Kwanza government to factor in wisdom, prudence, in the current context of the discussion. So we are lacking intelligent conversation, and we want to ask Kenya Kwanza government that if the bill looks the same in parliament after the public participation, then what is the need of doing a public participation? The second thing is that the bill is facing some legal questions which have been questioned. We've had Okiya Omtatah taking this bill to court saying it has some legal issues. But Kenya Kwanza government is saying we have the numbers, meaning it is not about rule of law, it's about rule of numbers. Of course, we don't know how you got your numbers, because if you got these numbers in a way that is not appropriate, because the election in Kenya was contested, if it was not contested, why are we having bipartisan talks? Meaning that it is contested election, so these numbers may not actually still be justified because they can also be contested. So we're asking Kenya Kwanza, let us not talk about numbers, let us talk about respect to other Kenyans. The third point we have is that we have seen, in fact, this has been said before, even about Operation Ugatuzi, that we have three arms of government according to the Constitution. Of course, we have the executive, we have the legislature, and then we have the judiciary. But it seems that there is a fourth arm of government created by Kenya Kwanza, and this arm of government called State House. These State House give orders to other arms of government. Like you could say, for example, the president, instead of just submitting the bill and keeping quiet, he has been threatening people. His deputy president has done the same. Other member of parliament doing the same. Every other person in government are telling MPs, you have to pass the bill, you have to pass the bill. Do they trust the intelligence of the MPs? Do they trust the intelligence of judiciary? Do they trust the intelligence of legislature? So if State House is the one doing the bills and passing them through other institutions, how independent or strong are the independent institutions that we have in the country? The last thing is, which is important, is a very difficult pill to swallow, but it's true. Somebody asked the question, if this bill passes, what happens? And what if it does not pass, what happens? Our position is that Kenya Kwanza is doomed if the bill passes. It is doomed if it doesn't pass. And we use evidence. What is the evidence here? They campaigned saying they have a plan they want to execute. They never told us about this bill. This bill has come as a surprise. Now they have told us that the only way for them to succeed in implementing their manifesto is the bill must pass. The consequence is that if the bill does not pass, it means that their only way is not there. So they must resign and go home. If you have an agreement with a woman that you'll have with her 4 children, the reason why you are getting married, then she tells you that these children can only be born in the moon. Then you discover you have no fare to the moon, it means the marriage is technically broken. So if they can't deliver without this bill and the bill does not pass, they have to resign and seek a mandate. There are precedences in the UK where a prime minister comes with the police does not work, has to resign and go home. We cannot just say it's enough to win an election. It's not enough, it's enough to serve the people of Kenya. What if it passes? If this bill passes also, Kenya Kwanza government is doomed. Why? They cannot lower the cost of living with this bill. This bill will only increase cost of living, fuel will go up, everything that moves, unless there are birds, must incur the cost of living in terms of fuel levy increment. Overtaxing Kenyans when unemployment is very low and inflation is very high and poverty levels are very high, it simply means that we're going to make Kenyans who are poorer, we're going to make middle class shrink. The only person who will enjoy are those in government who are going to have those fat salaries and enjoying this government. And we are telling Kenyans that the problem of Kenyan government is not revenue on collecting taxes. We have proven to say that the first 6 months, Ruto has collected more tax than Uhuru. We have proven the numbers that Ruto has borrowed more than Uhuru. But also we have proven that he has invested less in development than Uhuru. So figures are stubborn. So the truth is that we gave a memorandum how to solve the budget deficit. Kenya loses 608 billion shillings per year in corruption, according to the EACC report. Instead of giving us a budget of 3.6 trillion, where they are going to steal 608 billion, let them just cut the budget to 3 trillion and don't increase taxes, because the taxes that are increasing cannot collect 608 billion. Let us just cut corruption and reckless spending, and then there is no need of passing this bill now. Let us wait until it is happening. For the national prayer breakfast they are organizing, which prayer are they asking God? When you go to pray, you ask God either to say yes, no, or wait. So if they are going with a bill they must pass, then they are cheating God, because God cannot be cheated by you telling God we are praying, yet you know what you want.